Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sunana here once again, and today I have been called to do a zodiac update, a zodiac sign update for 2019, and this will be for the sign of Aries in here. Okay, Aries, the fire sign, guys. Okay, so I would be, the cards are out on the table, and I would be actually doing the core energy read for the 12 months of the year 2019, starting from January until December. And I do also have the goddess guidance, and I'm going to definitely talk about the goddess guidance as we go along the journey for Aries in 2019. Now, Aries in general, they are the ruler of their home. Okay, that is how they are within themselves. Okay, they are like the boss. So it's basically more to do with the female Aries, of course. And they like to rule the roost, and they love that sanctity, they love the family, they love the harmony, they are actually good family people, good family person, both male and female, as far as Aries are concerned. Okay, but then again, even though they love their family, they also love the outside world as well. They don't like to be within the limitations of the four boundaries for way too long. They like to go out, they like to socialize. They are very sociable people in general, the Aries. That's what they are. Okay, so they like friends, they like companions, they like good company, and that's the reason why they like to move out of their home as well. Now, as far as 2019 is concerned, there are a couple of major headlines in your zodiac sign, Aries. This year, Uranus is also moving out of your sign, where he has been sitting for the past 7 years now. I've made a note in here, and I was just checking to see if I'm telling you the right thing. Okay, so that planet Uranus is moving out and is going into Taurus. Okay, and this change will be happening on March the 7th. Now, as far as Aries are concerned, you have been dealing with sudden personal changes for many years. Okay, these changes are personal. Okay, that means you have been reinventing yourself, you have been looking after yourself, you have been upgrading your image constantly. So from where you have been to where you are now, it's because of the work that you have been constantly doing in regards to the upliftment of your image for the last many years. Okay, now you have also been breaking free from old relationships and personal limitations, and this is not happening in 2019. This is already in the process. It's been happening, where you are moving out of personal bondage, personal limitations that was keeping you chained to a certain situation, to a certain circumstance, or even to a certain person that you felt that you could not really get a hold of. Yet, you had been sticking there for way too long in that kind of a relationship. But then slowly, over the last maybe a year or two, you have found the strength, or you are perhaps also now finding the strength. I'm talking about the recent times, to move away from those kind of limitations that was halting your progress in many areas of your life as well. Now, therefore, there are lessons that you have learned for sure. Okay, many lessons that have come your way throughout the course of the last few years, which has taught you, which has spiritually, emotionally taught you good lessons in life, you know. So it's not that you are not aware of those lessons today or going forward in 2019. Of course, you are aware, because those lessons have already been coming into your life for quite some time. Okay. So from March 7th onwards, you are going to be financially more experimental. So what that means is that you will be creative enough to experiment with your financial life. Okay, that will become more exciting, but at the same time, the feeling of insecurity and instability will persist in your domain. Okay, so that will be the urge to experiment with for the majority of the Aries from March 7th onwards. You know, basically becoming a little creative in understanding how your financial wisdom can take you into a different level from where you can build a lot more. It could be in the stock exchange market, it could be in a business venture, it could be your good starting entrepreneurship. You know, it could be anything that would motivate you to look into your finances in a different way, to experiment with those money, or with that, you know, with the money that you already have, to make it grow even more. Okay, but since you're doing this experiment, you don't know the net result of it. Okay, so there will be a feeling of insecurity, of instability, of an unstable kind of situation in your life, because of those kind of creative experiment that is going to push you ahead from March 7th onwards. Okay, now Jupiter will spend almost all year in your ninth house, which is of course a strong position for him, as he will be in his own house, in his own sign, and in his own house. That's Jupiter. Okay, and another very, very powerful planet. But I would say, when I take Jupiter and I take Saturn, I consider Saturn, that's me, to be even more powerful than Jupiter, because Saturn works on a long term basis, you know, and Jupiter is mostly on a short term things that he likes to work upon. But because of this reason, Jupiter being in your own house, in the own house, you know, that is creating a strong position, which is of course giving you an opportunity for a foreign travel as well. This change is also good for students, Aries, students who are into academic, or they're learning something, or they're making up their own skills or whatever. It's a very good period for the student as well, because it shows success in their endeavors. Okay. Now, if any of you in the year 2019, if any of you are involved in any legal matter, any kind of lawsuit, any kind of legal matter, the outcome for such legal matter will generally be more positive and more balanced towards your own liking. Okay, that will be a good outcome. As for your career too, Saturn and Pluto in your 10th house of career all year, and Jupiter Jupiter, who is entering the 10th house on December 3rd, will create an even bigger impact on your career. Okay, so you have Saturn, you have Pluto, and then you will be joined by Jupiter, the three powerful planets together in your house of career. That's definitely going to be a big boost as far as your career is concerned. Okay, and that means that you will be also working very, very seriously towards making your career or a bigger success and progressing more towards the reward in your career as well. Okay, and if you put in the work, there will be definitely more success, that is assured. Okay, now another important news for 2019 for Aries is that Neptune, your spiritual planet, and also your generic spiritual planet, will spend the year in his own sign and house. That's your 12th house. So Neptune will be sitting throughout the year in your 12th house. He is powerful there, and thus the year ahead is also very spiritual. So you do have a combination of certain elements in your chart, in your Aries zodiac sign, okay, and combination of good powerful planets that's coming together in 2019 to create a foundation in your life going ahead again. But provided you understand and work according to the right timing and the right guidance and your own intuition, that will create the harmonious affair going forward from 2019 as well. Okay, so I'll give you more information on this particular cosmic world as we proceed forward in January as well. But for now, these are the major changes or major transformations in the cosmic world that is going to affect the sign of Aries as we move along the way from January until December. Okay, I have the goddess guidance in here, but at the same time, I'm going to read out the cards that's come to me for every core energy for every month. Okay, now starting in January, I've got 3 cards in here for Aries, which tells me one is that of the Knight of Wands, Strength in reverse, and then I've got the Seven of Swords. Okay, now when you look at these cards individually, you will not be able to understand, or maybe you will be able to understand if you happen to know a little bit of the tarot that is present, what are the messages that is present in the tarot cards. But apart from that, I would like to say that the person, Aries, is wanting to move ahead in the month of January for sure. That's the energy. Now, that could be the conscious or the subconscious, it doesn't matter. But definitely this kind of an energy does exist in the Aries, but at the same time, the Aries do not really have the strength to move forward in the month of January in the way that they would have liked to move forward, which is a swift movement forward, not halting, not thinking, not wanting to stop in the process, but just going on, moving forward in their own way. But that's where they're being halted, because they're not getting enough strength in their environment or in their personal life that will give them that ability to move forward in the way they would have liked to. Okay, but at the same time, in the month of January, they're also contemplating on their hope and their confidence, how far their confidence is valuable to them. And if they do actually have that confidence and that ability of hope to create a future or to understand which direction they should be going forward from the month of January, they're also thinking about various ways that they can do certain things. Okay, now that could be applicable again in many different ways, romantically, personally, professionally. They're juggling with it's not really juggling, but they're kind of strategizing ideas in their mind as to what they should do next, which will allow them or permit them to really move forward in the way they would have liked to, when they actually have that strength physical strength, the mental strength, the emotional strength, to move forward, even perhaps the financial strength in here. Okay, so strength doesn't necessarily mean just one kind of strength. Strength could be of any kind of strength, but at the same time, the Aries are planning and strategizing on their future as well in the month of January. And that's because they have stopped looking at whatever they had invested in for so long in the month of January. They're wanting to move forward. They're not going to step back, look at whatever has gone wrong, what they have done, what kind of fruit it has borne for them, and so on and so forth. So that energy is in the reverse because now they are thinking of moving forward, of progressing in their own way, in the way they think will finally work for them. So that's the month of January for Aries 2019. For the month of February 2019, the Aries are definitely averting a disaster in their life, okay? Now that disaster is either they are averting it, they are averting in the sense they are avoiding it, or it could be that the disaster is being delayed in their life, or it also could be that the Aries are in actual sense, they are suffering from a fear of suffering. Okay, did I make sense? I don't know. Let me see it. Let me try again. So this card in reverse can indicate three major points. One is averting disaster, delaying a disaster that is going to happen in their life and they know about it, okay? And they're trying to push it away. And at the same time, they are suffering in fear. Okay, that makes perhaps more sense right now, okay? So it could be anything that's happening to the Aries in the month of February 2019, okay? And that we will know more when we actually come to February 2019, where again they're taking their spiritual help in here, okay? Trying to work on their spiritual self, trying to cut through the cloudiness, the fear, the anxiety, the brutality of the world, if that's what I would like to say, which is not working for them, and they are taking this kind of an energy into themselves to do what they have to do to push the disaster away, to keep it away from them. But at the same time, they are also trying to keep that suffering away from them in the month of February by taking over the help of the King of Swords in here, okay? The spiritual king in here, that's King Solomon. That's what I like to call him. Month of March, the Magician is in reverse for the Aries, okay? Which means that something happens again in their life. This is the core energy. It's a major arcana, but in reverse. So something is going to happen in their life that will create an illusion for them. An illusion could be that they were thinking of something, they were thinking, but it was just an illusion. They didn't know the truth, okay? They were thinking so and so would happen, or so and so would be the right thing, or whatever it would be, but that was an illusion in their head in the month of March. Again, this card in the reverse also indicates that there could be some kind of a tricky situation that is persisting in either in their life or is going to come into their life in the month of March. And at the same time, the third one is that this could put the Aries out of touch from the universe or from themselves, so something which is again out of their control, not in their hands, is going to throw them off the gear for quite some time in the month of March. So that is what this card is indicating in March 2019. where again they are going to take the help of the Hierophant here, okay, to combat this energy of the magician in reverse, of illusion, of trickery, of being out of touch from whatever they were doing or whatever they were thinking, or people that they kind of trusted, but those people tricked them. It could be anything, it could be any situation, personal, professional, romantic. But at the same time, they are taking that spiritual help. They are being creative enough to understand the spiritual self of themselves, to combat this energy of knowing the traditions that they have followed, or the moral code of ethics that they have learned, the right and the wrong, their firm belief in that kind of an attitude of not moving out of their boundary, of not being too flexible in understanding anything but their own spiritual self. That's going to help to combat this kind of an energy of illusion, of trickery, and of being out of touch. This is in the month of March 2019. Month of April 2019, the birth month of the Aries. Again, they have become a little bit victorious, okay, by walking out of a war zone. That's how I would like to take this card as, okay. So whatever has been going on in their life from January until March, they have managed to conquer that a lot in their own way, okay, professionally, personally, romantically. But at the same time, because of the victory in the month of April, their birth month, they are now thinking of building what they have not been able to build, okay? Creatively understanding the idea of commitment, creatively understanding the idea of a relationship building, teamwork, union, whatever you might like to say here. Because somewhere they have become a bit victorious in the war or in the battle that has been ongoing in the previous months in here. So April seems to be pretty good for the Aries in here. And again, because of this, somewhere there is also a feeling of being left out in the cold. Now this card tells me that you will have to be careful of this, because even if you win a battle, it's a victory for sure, but at what cost is the question, okay? Is that battle, is that victory going to give you a complete sense of victory? Or is it going to pull you down because at the bottom of your heart that maybe you have not done complete justice to that victory that you are trying to enjoy, okay? So this is where the feeling of being left out in the cold can walk into your life. But at the same time, the good energy is that you are also trying, on the other side, you're also trying to build something out of your own understanding, creativity, intelligence, logic, rationality, whatever you might like to say this. So this is the energy for the Aries in the month of April 2019, guys. In the month of May, it's a good energy again, okay? After all the 4 months in here, month of May seems to be pretty good. It is where the sun comes out in their life again, once again, after the 4 months of ups and downs, where they are going through a lot of troubles. They are kind of working upon themselves at the same time. There is a lot of creative actions in their mind which is working, which is perhaps also draining their energy to a large extent. But in the month of May, you guys can relax a little bit because the sun is out for you and you are ready to move forward like the Knight of Swords. in the month of May 2019. Okay, that's a good energy. But at the same time, the cup of love, the offering, you want to move forward, but you're halting, your progress is being halted for some reason. Okay, but the sun is out. So a part of the energy is a good energy for sure in the month of May, for sure. You have decidedly moving, moving yourself forward from where you had been in the last 4 months, but you're not being again completely able to move forward. There is again a halt in your energy, but it's not all bad energy in the month of May 2019. Okay, so take it however it resonates with you, that you are being halted in your progress. And again, as I have said, that every halt that comes in your way is for a reason. So definitely for the Aries too in 2019, these halting situations is definitely for a reason. Okay, that will be discovered at a later stage when they go and walk into 2020, to see the learning lessons, to see how they have grown, how they have developed, how they have blossomed in that period where they had to work on these energies in a very creative way, to understand themselves better, to understand their environment better, to understand the people they're reacting with better, to understand your professional atmosphere better in every respect. Okay, so that's the month of May energy, May 2019. Month of June energy, the Aries are not really moving too much. They're not really being bothered about things in their capacity too much. They are taking things a little bit slow in the month of June, the middle of the year, because by now, they are also growing a bit. Okay, little by little, they're also rectifying the places they have to rectify their energies. They're also kind of coming into their spiritual self, that is walking into their lives. So they are not really pushing themselves way too much to take in the stock of everything that they have in the month of June, because again, they're quite tired at this point in time. Okay, so they want to rest a bit. They really definitely want to rest a bit in the month of June, because they have gone through quite some turmoil period in the first couple of months of the year. Okay, so therefore by the time June rolls in the middle of the year, they definitely want to put their feet under the sheet, their blanket, and they want to rest for a while. Okay, that's the month of June. It's summer for people in North America, so it could be the time when they want to enjoy the summer as well. Take in whatever they have harvested a little bit for themselves, and also give time to themselves to think about new creative projects, new creative ideas, new ways of innovating things in their life that is going to yield them result, but really not a very action-oriented month in the month of June 2019. Okay. July again, they are not being able to move. The chariot is in reverse. It's been halted. Okay, so June they have been doing this. They're tired. They want to rest. They want to put their feet up, take in the sun, enjoy the weather, whatever they are doing, giving a boost to their emotions as well, to their sentiment as well, doing the internal work. In the month of July, again, the chariot, they are not really moving as they would have liked to move in the month of July, and that's because they are not juggling with their situation anymore. Okay, so that anxiousness, the worry, the kind of pricky feeling that people get with the Sodi energies when they come into your upright position is being taken care of in the month of July. Again, they're resting. Okay, they're resting by themselves. They're not juggling. They're not thinking too much, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, how they should behave, what they should act upon, what are the decisions they need to take in their life. They are resting, okay? They are basically giving themselves a break from the usual routine of their life that's kind of taken a toll on them at this point in time, in the month of July as well. In the month of August, again, they would have liked to grow, or the way they wanted to grow, that's being halted. But at the same time, they have managed to free themselves a little bit from this kind of a tiring situation in the previous month, okay? So spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever you might like to say, it's more of spiritual side. They're not really doing too much on that. They're not really working too hard on that spiritual aspect. It's there in them, but they're not really too focused on that area of their life, although it's subconsciously or in a very dominant way it is present in their life, because by now they have been able to free themselves, like I said, from these kind of energies that was pulling them down, okay, in the month of August. Yes, in the month of August. But at the same time, just because they have freed themselves doesn't mean that they have got all the freedom to enjoy every luxury life, okay? This freeing could be a part of them, okay? A rejuvenation of themselves, a rejuvenation of their soul, a reinventing of what they want in their life, That kind of freedom could also be called as a freedom. Freedom not necessarily is a physical freedom. Okay, freedom could be any form of freedom that could happen to you. So in the month of August, that's what they're doing, although at the same time, they are not able, because of these kind of energies that has come into their life, they are not being able to gather their wits to reach this beautiful energy of the Nine of Pentacles, where they can feel sufficiently happy to say that, yes, I have everything in my life. Now is the time I can really put my foot under the carpet or whatever it is and just rest. No, they are not able to do that, because even though a part of themselves has become free, they still have to go a long way to reach the Nine of Pentacles in their own way in the month of August 2019, to get what they truly and sincerely are looking for: love. Okay, love between themselves, between the universe and themselves, love between partners, love between friends, love between colleagues, love between your career and you, love between your home and you, love between your family and you. So this kind of a struggle is what they are trying to fathom as to how creatively they can reach this beautiful two of cup energy, okay, that's full of love in their life. And so this is the August energy for the Aries, where they are again taking their time to go through these processes that is evolving for them in the year 2019. Okay, September, they definitely have a new beginning coming into their way. Okay, and this beginning is a beautiful beginning. It could be a spiritual balance of themselves, it could be a harmonious relationship that has come into effect. Family dynamics could have improved. Children are probably in better areas of their life by now in the month of September, okay, which is giving them a lot more power and love into their life for the Aries. It could be that your romantic relationship could have drastically improved in the month of September 2019. So anything could have happened to have brought this Ace of Cup into your life after all this again in the month of September 2019. Again, which is where the Aries have started to juggle with their own stuff. Okay, so when they see that good energy is flowing in for them in September, now again they have the strength. They have found the strength to do their juggling act for themselves in the month of September, to gather more creative ideas to fill this cup with more love than what they have received before. Okay, so this is the month of September energy, guys, for Aries. In October, the Aries, the core energy, they are not defending anything anymore. Okay, even though Aries love to be, I wouldn't say that they kind of defend situations. No, Aries are very blunt that way. Okay, so in the month of October, that's what the energy is. They are kind of blunt in their situation. They don't want to hide anything more. They don't want to defend anybody, even themselves. They don't want to defend any situation that is perhaps not making sense for them anymore by this time in October 2019. So basically their core energy is that they are not defending anything, either for themselves or for their environment, because again in October there is some kind of a suffering in the life of the Aries. Okay, and again it's a major suffering. It could be romantically, personally, professionally, it could be anything. Okay, but in the month of October, that is the reason, again the learning lesson has been teaching them for so long. And even in October 2019, that's where they have come to the point of not defending anything, anybody anymore, because of this pain and suffering that is there in their energy for October 2019. For November 2019, they definitely want to be like the King of Pentacles. That is their wish. Okay, they definitely want to gather their finances. They want to give their share of their own finances, or they want to share, or they want to receive, or they are looking from a distance to see how their finances are shaping up, how their life is shaping up, because everything about the King of Pentacles is again understanding how things are kind of coming into focus, bringing all kinds of joy and happiness into the lives of people. Okay, but this energy is in the reverse. Okay, so which is telling me that the Aries are again halted in the month of November from progressing forward in this kind of an energy, and that is because by now they are dead tired again. Okay, but they are killing the 10 of Swords energy in the month of November, where I'm happy to see that. Okay, they are not going to be, because this is the last of the 10 of Swords. Okay, and after this it's a new beginning for them again. They are letting the sun rise. They are just letting things that has not worked for them leave them. They are not going to be worried. They're not going to suffer. They're not going to grieve. They're not going to talk about it, but they're just going to let this energy drain out of their system in the month of November. And before that, before they can do this, they actually have to drain and delete this. It's kind of a flushing, detoxification of themselves in the month of November. That's the word I was looking for. Detoxifying themselves spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, in whatever way, to kill that negative energy from their life of negative energy of suffering, of heartache, pain, grief, whatever they were going through, the struggles, disasters, everything that was coming into their life in 2019. And that's the reason, even though subconsciously that's what they are aiming for, to get everything in their life, this energy will not be able to walk in until this energy is cleared in the month of November 2019. So throughout the year 2019, you guys are going to have a super duper fight to make yourself once more, to be the person you want to be in starting from January until the end of December. Because in December again we have the 10 of Pentacles, again happiness, prosperity, joy, freedom, everything, financial prosperity, abundance, motion, accelerated motion, spiritual love, the two of, all things, everything in the life that one person can dream: a good family, a good lover, a good romantic situation, good job, good career, everything that happens to fall in the place, in the right slot, is that of the 10 of Pentacles as well. The 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, they are all speaking of the same kind of energy, but Pentacle is more related to financial success in your life, okay? But this energy has been halted, which is where I said again in the beginning that you guys will be experimenting a lot with your money this year, trying to make them grow, trying to make your money grow, but at the same time you will be experiencing fear and instability because of this new kind of experiment that you will be starting after March the 7th, okay? So this is basically talking about that kind of an energy in December 2019, from where you will spiritually learn to understand certain aspects of your life, The spiritual wisdom is going to come to you in the month of December 2019, where you will recognize and, congratulate yourself for not getting what you have not got, because there is a reason why you haven't got it, okay? But at the same time, you have done the creative part, you have done the experiments, which is again given you that sense of, unless you do something, you don't know what is good and what is bad in your life, okay? So in the month of December, even though this is in the reverse, but what I love is your spiritual growth that is happening in the month of December 2019, where you are again embodying the energy of the cosmic world to understand what didn't happen and why it didn't happen for you. Okay, so this is where December 2019 ends, with you growing, with you understanding, with you actually taking in, absorbing in the spiritual energy of the cosmic world, that a lot of people are not able to do it in the right way, but you have managed to come to that point of understanding the idea of all the spiritual growth in your life, reasons why things are stagnant, reasons why things are not moving forward, reasons why experiments are perhaps not giving you the right result, whatever the situation, your romantic life, your personal life, professional life, things that is halting, things that's not letting you go forward towards that cup of love that you so truly want and you perhaps deserve, But at the same time, this 2019 is also laying the foundation of your success for the next 20 years. And therefore, these energies are the energies that you will have to cross before you see the fruit of your labor in the years ahead. Okay? The goddess guidance is somewhat relating to what I have just told you for the year 2019. It says express yourself through creative ideas or activities. That's what I've been talking about. Being creative, and you are being creative. I'm not telling you that Aries are not being creative in their mind, in their ideas, in their actions. They are definitely getting into the mode of being creative. But at the same time, this is the overall goddess energy, which is hovering over all the 12 months of the year 2019, guys. Okay, so take this kind of creative idea into yourself, use it wisely, use it well, Okay, don't rush into things. Think twice, think thrice, maybe 4, 5, 7 times, doesn't matter. But think before you take a step forward. Experiment is good, but experiment also with with the right resources. After you have done your little research on certain aspects of what is going to bear the fruit of your result and what is not going to, there is a gamble, it's a gamble, there is a risk element, of course, definitely, for sure. And if you don't do it, you wouldn't know how far you could have gone, and you don't want to regret about that later. But at the same time, guys, be wise when you're taking such steps in your life in 2019, because after that, a period is going to come into your life where again you will be in the midst, in the middle of two energies in here, the one that is suffering, the other that is prosperous. Okay, and now you're going to choose which side of the road you're going to walk in, because by now, going forward, you have freed yourself completely of all the trouble that was kind of coming in your way because of your intuition that is going to make its way slowly into your life going forward, where you're not going to be putting up the defense or wanting, or maybe to a certain extent you will be defending certain situations, maybe yourself too, your actions too, your partner's actions too, your job, your career, whatever the situation could be, because again you will be progressing towards the love. You will be at a starting point of this progression, but you will definitely be progressing because you're dreaming about that. You're making ideas, you're making strategies, you're planning it in your head. You are understanding what is the right philosophy of life, what is the best wisdom that you have gathered for so long that is granting you this kind of stability to make way into the future, where you will be blessed like the Queen of Pentacles, having everything in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, in your body, in your environment, in your family situation, in your career, everything, because you are going to be walking away from that situation which is no longer going to help you, no longer going to give you the comfort, because there is too much of conflict in those situations. You don't want that, because you are progressing towards the stability of your future, the success in your life, the beautiful Four of Wands energy, and that is going to come to you because magic will ultimately happen in your life. That's going to take time, guys. But at the same time, this is the preparation stage in 2019 that's going to help you to come to the point where you will be getting everything that you have been so looking forward to. Okay, so that's what it is for Aries for 2019. We will definitely upload all more energies as we go along the way, but take what you have to take from this reading in here for 2019. Please understand, please be guided, please use your intellect and logic and wisdom. That's the main three core words. Okay, intellect, logic and wisdom, more than anything, to experiment, to experience things in your own way in 2019, and the universe will be able to support your venture to give you more in the coming years. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, and be blessed, stay blessed, and we'll catch up with you soon once again. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.